All right, so I wanted to discuss a few things before we dive into the reading. So, Monisha, I'll call her Mo for this reading. She's a mom of 3, and she had recently met a man by the name of Joe. Last year, Mo and Joe got married, and her sister, who made a recent Facebook post making a plea to the public to help her find her sister Mo, she had mentioned that she had learned that Mo and Joe were recently having problems in their marriage. And in fact, Mo's sister had told Mo that maybe it's time to let him go because there's just too many red flags about him and likely the marriage. All right. As I began to comb through some of the images of Monisha, which, by the way, she's beautiful, I came across a post on November 22nd, 2021 that she put on her Facebook page. And as you can see here, it says, a relationship is between 2 people. It shouldn't include your mama, daddy, miserable friends, cousins, sister, brother, or Facebook. Now, this could be just simply a message, a caution to her friends about involving outside influences into your relationship, which in and of itself and on face value is good advice. However, sometimes when we as women leave these kind of messages, we may be feeling a certain way about people looking at our relationships. And maybe this is a way of, saying, hey, give me my space as I'm dealing with my issues. So this concerned me because it was posted on November 22nd, 2021, right before the holidays. And it literally could just mean nothing. However, my intuition and gut feeling thinks that it could have been signaling that there were problems in her relationship. People were commenting on it, close family members even, and she just was not really trying to hear it or deal with it. Why? Because she had just recently married this man. So we're going to look at the nature of their relationship, the nature of the dynamic in their household, as well as the circumstances leading up to her disappearance. All right, let's get into this reading. Okay, so like we do, we're going to open up with the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. So Spirit, we're coming to you for your divine insights, your divine prophecy, your divine grace, your divine connection, and your divine protection as we delve into the energies surrounding Monisha Sharae Leath's disappearance. So we're looking at the energies surrounding maybe how she was feeling or what was going on in her life just before, during, or after the disappearance. Thank you so much. We got stick. In a moment, I'll zoom in. One moment as I shuffle. Monisha Sharae, Georgia. Okay, not that many, Spirit. And hold on one second, you guys. My screen, I have her picture up on my screen and my little screensaver popped up. So I want to be able to have her picture to the side here. All right, Spirit, please share with us anything you wish to reveal. Coin. Okay. Well, wish. Okay. Anything else? Okay. We got hand. So I'll show you guys. We got an umbrella. All right. All right. So let's put these up here. Like so. Like so. Okay. And move these over here. And now I want to zoom in so you guys can see up close and up personal. So we got the stick card. The stick card is the first card right here. So what is the stick telling us? The stick card is telling us that there could have been a desire and expression of wanting to branch out on your own. One or both of the partners in the relationship, Mo or Joe, could have expressed that they wanted to branch out on their own, meaning they wanted to have a separation, a breather, see what else is out there for a moment, collect themselves. So that could be it. Now, it could be either one or the other. I don't sense that it was both of them. I sense that one person was feeling that way while the other person wasn't. I'm strongly sensing that it was Monisha that was feeling this way, that she needed to be the one to leave or branch out, go, get away, etc. Okay? So the stick card can also represent some form of power over someone or something, or abuse. Abuse of power at times when you see the stick. It can actually also indicate the use of a weapon, the use of exertion of power onto someone else. You're exerting all of your weight, your energy to hurt someone else. So that's what the stick card is coming up here for me. So with that, we then move on to the coin card. Now, the coin card, this is twofold. Money may have been at issue here. Maybe money was a concern for one or both of the partners. This could be about someone who's getting their money, who is very ambitious, who always makes sure they take care of things. And that could have been confronted with someone who is not so good with money, maybe spending it or not earning enough or not pulling their financial weight here as it sits next to the stick card, okay? Someone not holding up their end of the bargain, so to speak. Maybe there was a heavy focus on the finances in this relationship. And as a result, it was adding stress to the relationship. Okay. I say that also because of the wish card that's sitting next to it. So the wish card is about a desired outcome, for more prosperity to come into the relationship, for more peace, for someone to finally, stay in their lane or stay in their place with the stick card. So that's what I'm picking up here. It also, the wish card can sometimes be about wishing for the impossible. Something that's just not really going to happen. You know how it was wishful thinking, and when you think of that, like someone in one or both in the relationship between Mo and Joe had a wishful thinking kind of feeling. Like maybe someone sold the other person some fantasies, some promises of a lot of abundance, of growth, of opportunity, and then it just fell short with this wish card. It could be, ideas of grandeur and kind of grandstanding at times. Just grander visions for the future than what could be actually produced here. I say that also because we have the hand card. All right. So that is about what could have actually been manifested. The hand card is, it could be that there was someone constantly giving a hand, constantly helping, constantly providing assistance, providing help to this couple or to one or both parties, okay, in that relationship. It's sitting next to the wish card, so it's about what could actually be made manifest in this union. This could be about family members giving a hand. Maybe that was causing problems. Okay, this could be about outside influences. And remember, she had that Facebook post where she was like, okay, you got to be careful about who you let inside your marital home, your relationship. The hand card is also concerning because when it comes up in such a reading like this, it could speak to someone using their sheer hands, perhaps with a weapon, perhaps with not, to hurt someone. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on here. So with the umbrella card, that's the last card. All right, just looking at that here. It's card number 46. Let's see what I got for card number 46. So card number 46. I don't know why I don't see it here. It's right here in front of my face. Okay, so the protection card, when I see this here. So it's all about protection. It's all about needing a sanctuary. It could be a bad omen. This is not good. Something happened here. She needed protection and she may not have received it. She needed sanctuary and did not get it. Someone promised her to be a safe haven for her and was not. Okay. A bad omen. Now, my family on my mom's side especially was superstitious. So superstitious. I felt like I couldn't make a move anywhere, turn this way or turn that way, without a superstition being associated. One of the main ones that stuck with me time and time again was you will get bad luck if you open the umbrella inside the house. Okay, so the guidebook that comes with this deck, with the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle, one of the definitions or associated meanings is maybe a bad omen. And I always remember my mom saying it, my grandmother saying, don't you open that umbrella in this house. Something happened. Could have happened in her home. Maybe not. Could have started in the home, a place that was supposed to be a safe sanctuary and was no longer because someone was using their hands. Someone was overstepping their boundaries. Someone was abusing their power as someone who's supposed to be the leader in the family. And sometimes when you're the head of the household, you could, if you are not careful, you can definitely abuse some powers here. All right. We're now going to pause here and move into the next portion of the reading. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to be right back. Let's get to it. So our first question is, what's the nature of Monisha and Joe's marriage or relationship? How was it? What were the overall energies surrounding their relationship? How were they doing? How was it going? Nine of Swords. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. How was it going? What was the nature of Mo and Joe's relationship? Four of Wands indicates to me that at one point it started off great. I'm going to reshuffle. I want just one more card. One or two more at the most, Spirit. Thank you. And then it it quickly devolved into some stress. Okay, it quickly devolved into some stress. Okay, so here we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands indicates a time, perhaps last spring, where the relationship was feeling good to both of them, for Mo and for Joe. That they had gotten married, last year. I don't know what time. I think might have been August. I'm not sure. But last spring, they were in a good spot. They were engaging in the relationship, feeling very good about the new love that they shared. This is the new love oracle card. And it was feeling like, love was coming in. But a decision had to be made. I don't know if one person was putting pressure on the other to get married with this make a decision card, or this could mean that a decision needed to be made and somebody was not feeling that decision to be made. There was agony. There was a decision that's coming up that needed to be made that could have been that someone, so for example, Mo wanted to make a decision about the marriage, wanted to say, am I going to keep going forward or perhaps move on to greener pastures, a safer environment, a place where love could bloom. And the other party, Joe, was not feeling that. Or it could be something completely just related to finances. A decision needed to be made. Somebody was agonizing. The Nine of Swords speaks to sleepless nights, high stress, high anxiety, worries, fears surrounding this new love, surrounding this new relationship. One or both people were losing sleep in the relationship as recently as this past winter. The Swords represents to me the season of winter or the timing of months. So the relationship kind of devolved down or kind of started to become quite stressful over the course of 9 months, probably 9 months from the time that they were having a good, solid situation with this Four of Wands, okay? Because Wands represents the season of spring for me, okay? So that's what I'm picking up on here. It was a mixed bag. When you're first newly in love and newly married, and you haven't been in a relationship that long, you definitely feel like you're in a honeymoon period. But reality can quickly set in, as we see with the Nine of Swords, and a decision needed to be made. A decision needed to be made about this relationship. All right, let's move on to the next question. The next question is, let me look in my notebook. All right. How did Monisha feel about Joe? What were her true feelings towards him? How did she feel about him? Okay, we got Queen of Wands. How did she feel about him on the day she disappeared? Because I feel like she's independent, a leader. That's how she was showing up, how her energy. She also was highly attracted to him. She didn't mind kind of sometimes standing in the role of being a provider of sorts. When I see that Queen of Wands, how did she feel, though, Spirit, on the day of her disappearance about Joe? What were her feelings about Joe on the last time she was seen? King of Swords. Okay. How did Mo feel about Joe? Forgive and learn. True love. She had true love for this man. She really cared about him. I had a sense that the finances were affecting this relationship. So we got Queen of Wands, an independent, passionate being right here. And then we got the King of Swords. He can be kind of a harsh ruler. Someone who can be a bit intimidating, but she loved his mind. She loved the way he think, the way he conversed with her and had conversations with her. She really appreciated that. There was true love. She really had a lot of love invested in this marriage and relationship. Okay. But there was something that needed to be forgiven with this forgive and learn card. I don't know if it was he needed to forgive her or she needed to forgive him or both, where they both needed to forgive one another about something, okay? Fine, and you know, it could be dealing strictly just with finances. Maybe not like someone cheating or anything with this forgive and learn, but maybe, you know, you're not showing up or pulling your weight here with the finances and career affecting your love life. I'm curious, Spirit, what is that? What are you telling us here with the finances and career? What are you telling us here about this relationship? About how did Mo feel about Joe? Control. Okay. There was maybe a power struggle in the relationship and setbacks. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it here. So control. You know, when you're a single mom, and I was a single mom myself, and you've been holding it down for so long, it can be sometimes difficult to relinquish power over to the king, the man of the relationship. It can be very difficult at times because why? You have been holding it down and doing what you need to do. You've been in full control of your family situation. That can be threatening to a man. Sometimes he feels like he needs to put you in place, put you in check. I'm going to read the 3 little bullet points here on this little oracle card and just see what applies, what sticks. It says, try to be a little more flexible and allow the universe to work its magic. That's bullet point number 1. Number 2, don't lose out on opportunities because it didn't come in the form you wanted it to. Or number 3, sometimes blessings come in disguise. Stay open-minded to see the potential. But I'm sensing it's about that lack of flexibility on one or both parties' sides. Someone having a difficult time releasing and relinquishing control, or somebody being over controlling. Remember the stick card and the coin card? That's what's coming up for me here for this relationship dynamic. And then we got setbacks. There were setbacks, financial setbacks in this relationship. Okay. I don't know if somebody made some poor choices, just in that short amount of time that they were together. That could be on the day of her disappearance. She was feeling like, wow, you know, there were setbacks here. You know, I thought I could trust him. I thought I could, you know, relinquish some control with him. I thought he was a good leader and steward of our family. I'm not so sure about that. So we have setbacks. The first bullet point is your attempts to increase your income have been largely unsuccessful. Number 2, this financial setback is forcing you to get more organized with your finances. And number 3, don't lose hope. Use this time to learn from your mistakes. I don't know if she was feeling like he was learning. I felt like she constantly was in a position that she had to constantly be the one to forgive, to learn, and someone in the dynamic was not. Okay. All right, let's move on to question number 3. How did Joe feel about Monisha? How did Joe feel about Monisha? And then also, Spirit, how did he feel about Monisha on the day of her disappearance? 10 of Wands. Like a long, arduous journey. Not, you know, that card's interesting to me to get in such a young marriage. I don't know how long they've known each other prior to getting married, but from what I understood from the tone and tenor of her sister's Facebook post about their relationship, it wasn't long. So to see the 10 of Wands here, he's already felt like he's gone through this long journey, and he may have been kind of lamenting and saying that over and over to her or maybe his friends. And that's also how he probably was feeling on the date of her disappearance. I'll see what these oracle cards say. Deep self-love is needed now. Let your friends help you. Talking to people, maybe complaining about the relationship. Spirit, how did Joe feel about Mo on the date of her disappearance? This card jumped all the way to the floor, of course. So justice. That's interesting. Justice. That's how he felt. Deep self-love is needed now. This man has some self-love issues, some confidence issues, some inability to really love himself. So how can he really love others issues? And he was complaining either to her all the time about the relationship. And it feels like he had always been kind of like this. But at first, how he portrayed things was like, we're going to be in this together. We're going to go through this life together. We're going to go on this long journey together. But as it started to go on, there was I'm sensing a strong sense of complaining or just always kind of pointing out what's wrong with the other person, but not really looking and reflecting on what is going on with him. That's what I'm picking up on. Okay. The other issue is that on the day of her disappearance, the justice card, I'm doing what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is, and maybe also this could just literally speak to a legal matter, a legal issue that was coloring the relationship. That could be it as well. Could it have been divorce proceedings? Perhaps. Could it have been some other legal matter, some judgment, or could it have been a potential for legal matters? And he was thinking about it. One thing that is very concerning to me, you see how there's true love over here? And sorry guys, let me turn this around so we don't see the glare. Okay. You see how, oh my gosh, I'm having all sorts of issues. One moment. Okay, my chair bumped into my screen. Okay, so you see how the true love card comes up for how she felt about him at one point or another in the relationship. I'm not seeing any romance in this relationship dynamic at all with him. I'm not saying that it wasn't there, because she felt it at one point early on in the relationship in the spring. But then as time went on, all he could really think about was the legalities of something, what's fair, what's just, maybe feeling like someone is getting their just desserts or they're getting what's due them, that kind of energy. Okay. That's what I'm picking up here. All right, let's move on to the next question. What are the energies surrounding the day of the disappearance? Like, what was going on, or how was the air, and how was the feelings? We got Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for that one. Let me pull from this one. Spirit, what were the energies surrounding the date of the disappearance? Hide. Okay, I'm going to reshuffle these because this one clearly flipped, but these other ones I can't tell. One moment. All right. What were the energies surrounding the day of the disappearance? Fire, tie, pull. Very emotional. Very emotional. Having to sit with some heavy emotions that day. When you see tie pull, think, and you see water and a pool of water, that water just keeps pooling in here, but not being able to really get out. That's what I'm sensing here. This could literally be a body of water, though, that could be involved, or just simply speak to emotional depth of feelings here. Knight of Swords. This could be about some kind of, I don't want to say, it could be harsh energies, someone with a harsh tongue, someone who's, not willing to move forward, kind of holding on to things and just holding on to things. It's like a lot of bad words being exchanged, a lot of just negative energy. Sometimes it can represent some form of abuse or some form of mental abuse that had been going on and finally just reached a breaking point towards the end of winter, because the swords again represents, for me, the season of winter. Someone having to hide, someone going into hiding, This could literally be the day of the disappearance. This could represent Alexis going into hiding, or it could, literally she's running behind a tree trying to get away from someone. Or it could represent someone hiding, on the disappearance and thereafter. This could be changing your profile around on your social media, kind of, going incognito, if you will, taking pictures down, or changing your profile name, or not really commenting on pictures like you once were. So it could be a literal sense of going into hiding. Fire, a lot of passionate words, emotional words that day. Words that burned, words that hurt. A lot of somebody's passion runneth over and they couldn't contain it. It was like super combustible. I'm going to sit with that Knight of Swords some more too. So check out my pinned comment for additional insights that may come up for me after the reading is done. But yeah, this could literally be either a drowning, or it could mean water being involved, just as well as physical fire, somebody burning evidence, someone burning away something. But it also can simply be just passionate, fiery words. Okay, I'm gonna move these over here, move my decks. All right. And what I'm gonna do here is pause for a moment, because I want to take a picture and clear off the table, and we're gonna come back. I'm not gonna reuse these cards because I have this weird thing. I don't want to reuse the same cards, or maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I'm gonna take a picture now and I'll be right back. And we're back. And we're back. I did reshuffle the tarot cards, but I set aside the other oracles that we were working with, and we're going to work with some additional oracle. All right, so the first of this set of questions is now dealing with what happened to Mo? What happened to her? What happened to Monisha? Got 3 of Swords. What happened to Monisha? Anything else, Spirit, you wish to share from this deck? Judgment. Okay. Let's see what this oracle says. What happened to Monisha? Can't escape. Yeah, remember that hide card that came up? Like she had to run. News media. Mental jail. Anything else? Twins. FBI, CIA. Uncle. That's alarming. I'll tell you why in a minute. Spying. Okay, let's talk about it. So we got the 3 of Swords and Judgment. So what happened to her? She felt a sense of betrayal. She felt heartbroken on the day of her disappearance. The Judgment card can be a little alarming, particularly this Judgment card, because as you can see, it's almost like this woman is having an out-of-body experience. But it also could mean that she was awakened or enlightened to the level of heartbreak and betrayal that she had been experiencing, that she experienced on the date of her disappearance, okay? We got can't escape. And look at this. It's almost like she's tied to this heart here. She's tied up. Can't escape. What couldn't she escape from? Where couldn't she escape from? We'll look at that in a moment. But I'm sensing that Someone was probably trying to hold her against her will. That's what I'm picking up on. It's maybe someone we've already seen in the media or social media. This also can indicate that the clues are in her social media or in the media. Okay, the clues about who this person is, who caused her disappearance, where she's at, etc. All right. Can't remember which card jumped next. I think, was it mental jail? Yes. She had been in a mental jail. Okay. We see that with the Three of Swords. We saw that with her, to the question of earlier when we asked how she was feeling about the relationship. I sensed that she was in a mental jail. Someone could be holding her or held her. The judgment could mean that maybe she's crossed over. I'm not sure. But mental jail, someone was holding her, had been holding her, particularly this winter with the swords. Starting from with the judgment period of October 21st to November 20th. That ties in, you guys, to what? That Facebook post I mentioned earlier. Remember, it was November 22nd that she put that Facebook post. So something was going on here during this time period. All right. Three of Swords and Judgment. She was awakened to the heartbreak that she was feeling and feeling like she couldn't escape. And so this all came to a head. Okay. It all came to a head. The uncle card it doesn't necessarily mean that an uncle is involved. It could be somebody's uncle. It's this person who is responsible, somebody's uncle. All right. That could be what it's speaking to. It could also speak to someone who is close, either close, like in a familial way, or just close to her, period. Or it could be someone who's an uncle or close to the person who may be responsible for her disappearance. The FBI and CIA, this card represents law enforcement. It represents law enforcement investigating this, and they have already have indicated in just the brief little nuggets of news information, media, that they feel that foul play is suspected. They said they don't have enough evidence to prove it one way or the other as of yet. Okay, so they are definitely involved. This doesn't necessarily mean, the FBI or CIA. This is representing an investigative law enforcement body. Twins. This could represent twin flames coming into contact with one another, her and her spouse. It could also represent two parties being involved and having a hand in her disappearance. There's spying, constantly watching her. Another element of controlling her is by watching and spying on her before, during, and after, looking at what people are saying in social media, what they're saying on the news here. All right, I'm going to move these over here. And I may have to pause, you guys, because I have a meeting I have to go to. But I will come back and finish the reading, okay? Because I want to finish it today. Let's see if I can get in one more question. Where is Mo? Where is she? Spirit, where is Monisha Sharae Leath? Where is she now? Where is she now? Strength. Nine of Pentacles. Someone took away her independence. And that really just... Because the Nine of Pentacles is an independent spirit. Let me reshuffle that spirit. Where is Mo? Someone's using their strength. Oh, look at this. Alive. Now, I'm going to tell you what that could mean. Lawyer. Someone's going to lawyer up soon. Or it could mean that a lawyer has some information. Vehicle. Clues in a vehicle. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to this. Huh, baby. Oh, beach. All right, so missing. Now, the alive card could, in fact, mean that she's still with us. She's still alive. That would be amazing, that maybe someone's holding her against her will. It could also mean that at one point she was alive, held for some time, and then something happened. As we see with the Strength card with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So this is also speaking more about what transpired during her disappearance. The lawyer card could mean that there's a lawyer out there who knows what's going on. That could mean that maybe one or both parties consulted, maybe like a, what do they call it? What do you call it? A family lawyer? A divorce lawyer? I don't know. It could be something like that. Or it could mean that somebody is going to lawyer up, and we'll see that. And whoever lawyers up first is probably the person who is responsible for what may have happened. I'm asking Spirit about where she is, so I guess Spirit is giving me the slow roll to getting there. We've got baby. This could be speaking to her existing children. That was weighing, that was also causes for disputes. Or it could mean that a baby was being introduced into this situation. Someone is, conception. That's what I'm picking up on here. Conception. We even see the little baby lamb and a decision. Remember the make a decision card by I think it was spring is what I was picking up on. That a decision needed to be made probably by March-ish about a baby. Conceiving a baby, dealing with the babies. Maybe they were fighting over having a baby. One person wanted the baby, one person didn't. Maybe they were just simply fighting over whether or not they wanted to add a baby to the dynamic. But baby, that's telling. And that also could be some evidence at, like, if she went to the doctor recently, did she get a test? A pregnancy test, or maybe with the doctor they talked about conceiving or conception, and in that it came out that there were issues in the relationship. Vehicle, she was taken somewhere, either before, during, or after, to a beach, to a nearby beach. This could be a beach to a lake, a beach on a riverbank beach, or it could be a beach like the ocean. I'd have to look at Georgia to see exactly where they are in relation to a large body of water to see where a potential beach may be. But she is, in fact, now missing. She's very much missing. It alludes to this being a kidnapping of sorts, that she was taken against her will. She did not go away freely, okay? Do you see what I'm saying here? She did not make the decision to go away freely. All right, so that's what I'm picking up on here, that she was taken against her will. This wasn't like she just wandered off. I find it hard to believe typically that a mother of three would just wander off. At one point, she was kept alive for a moment, and then something may have happened where this person who's responsible did something. Now, what I'm going to do now, since I'm running late for my meeting, is I'm going to pause here, take a picture, I like to do, and we're going to do a part 2. Part 2 is just simply going to delve more into who is responsible. Is it her spouse or someone else? And what's next in the investigation, and see if we can hone in on any more clues about where she's at. So please check out part 2 to this video for Monisha Sharae Leath. Please check it out. Look at this video, part 1, and then head on over for part 2. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in that next video. Bye.